So I'll try to make a long story short. For those of you that have a Pelican Super SabreLite, you might be one of the people that feels it is a super great light, and there's kind of a cult following to these lights. The problem is they're incandescent. They run on 3 C cells, which is 4.5 volts, and they're very bright, very nice, but they don't last all that long. The cool thing is that they're good to something crazy like 3,000 feet below the water's surface, which is nuts. But anyway, I decided I would try. I had this knee problem that forced me to not be able to do too much, so I got really bored. So I decided I would try and fix this thing and make it into something that might be a little better. So anyway, now that you've looked at all these parts and wondered about it a lot, maybe, I'll show you what we've got going here. What I did was I tried to find a LED conversion that would work for 4.5 volts, and there was nothing. So here's what I ended up with. I've got this T11 base bulb, which would be used in something like your car dashboard. I've got the holder that would normally go into the PC board on the dashboard of the car. And this little spring and stud right here are from the original Pelican bulb assembly, which I tore out of here and gutted out. But it turns out this bulb holder just pushes in and it has a nice snug fit. There was one problem. You may be able to see the ground connection right here. That's how the bulb gets its ground, is through this metal plate here. But the hot needed to come in such a way that it wouldn't short out. So I drilled a small hole just for clearance, just to give this connection a way to get out of there without making electrical contact. So I soldered this wire on here, but as you can see, if you touch ground, you'll get light. Okay, it's nowhere near as bright as the original incandescent bulb, but it does make light. It works. So once again, like I said, I don't claim this is a great idea or even a good idea, but I was bored, so that's what I did. And now, earlier today, I was messing around with this and I broke this wire off, but unfortunately, we are in the middle of a blizzard here in Marquette, Michigan, and the power's out, so I'm not able to resolder that right now. But anyway, I've got it wedged in there and it basically works enough to show you that it works. So I took the original C-cell bulb holder and I chopped out these separators that were in here so I'd have room to put the 9-volt batteries in here. So I figured, since this is an automotive bulb designed for 12 volts or 14 volts, whatever you want to call it, I thought, well, 18 volts would probably work. I would think that would probably be somewhat close enough, acceptable, and whatnot, and it is. So I imagine this bulb is going to burn out quicker than it normally would, but who cares? I don't think I'd use this as a dive light anymore anyway, but it is waterproof, so if you want to go for a swim with it, that would be okay. Anyway, this whole assembly then gets shoved back in here, and it is a really, really tight fit. So once it's in, it's probably not coming out. But there's probably better ways to do this. And I was even thinking about installing a switch, but that would make it not so waterproof. Wouldn't be too bad. Probably still be okay for swimming, but yeah, this is a very, very tight fit. And the battery has to be in just the right spot, or it does not, it doesn't engage this spring. So we'll see how this looks, but I'm thinking it's way too far up. It still is. So I'm going to get something to push really hard. Go off camera here for just a second and push down. Now, pushed it down some. We'll see if that's enough. I don't think so, not yet. So I'm going to go off camera again here. Push down again. That might be enough. All right, so the spring is not holding it back at this point, which means that battery is shoved down a little bit too far, which is all part of the fun with this little prototype piece of junk. But let's find out if at least this cap will go on. And it will. So I guess the battery holder is deep enough, but now in order to get this to work with the battery shoved down the way it is, see, this spring should hold this up, but it doesn't. So that means the battery down inside there is a little too deep and doesn't make contact with the spring. So if we fix that, then it would work. But anyway, this isn't supposed to be awesome or cool or impressive or anything like that, but it's the musings of a very bored person. And so is this video. So I hope you forgive me for the poor quality and the rambling, but with any luck at all, maybe you got a little entertainment out of it anyway. Well, happy Thanksgiving from the UP, and hope you have a great day and at least found this mildly entertaining. Well, from all us Upers, have a great day.